Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Trishy and for today's Yin Yoga class, we will be doing a class for the morning. So come and take a comfortable seat, either cross-legged, up on a block, or kneeling. Place your palms on top of your knees and close your eyes. So if you were just waking up in the morning, this is a great class to open the body, open the mind, and begin with a restful and peaceful attitude. So bring your shoulders onto the back body, lift up tall through your spine, and feel all the points of your body which are connected to the earth. Keep a slight tuck of your chin so the back of the neck stays long, and then bring both palms together in front of your heart space, and let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhaling deeply through the nose, and then exhaling deeply through the mouth. The first pose that we're going to come into is Child's Pose. You might want to use a block, it's optional. You can bring your big toes to touch, knees go wide, and then sit your hips back to the heels. I'm going to be placing a block underneath my chest, and then you can lower your forehead all the way down onto the mat, reaching your arms out in front of you. Child's Pose is a great way to begin opening up the hips first thing in the morning, yet still letting yourself be turned inside and letting your forehead be down on the mat. If this is your first Yin Yoga class, we hold passive poses for minutes at a time by following our edges, which means on an intensity scale of 1 being that you feel no sensation at all, and 10 being that you feel pain, you want to stay around a 4 or a 5. Relax all the muscles you can in the pose. And Yin Yoga is a very meditative practice, so from now on I'm going to be just explaining how to get into the poses so that you guys can fully rest, relax, and find your inner peace. If you would like to take this pose a little bit further, simply bring your palms together to touch and then bringing your thumbs back behind your neck. This will open up more into the chest and tricep areas. Relax any muscles that might have tensed up. And then if your palms were back behind your neck, slowly release them back down to the mat. Press your palms into the earth to lift your chest back up. Bring your knees slowly together. And then sit back on your heels. I'm going to be placing a block in between my back feet so that I can sit up on the block. Again, this is optional. And when you're ready, raise your right palm over your head and then bring your right palm to the nape of your neck. Then reach your left arm overhead, grabbing onto the right elbow and gently pulling it backward. So this is an archer arm variation in hero pose. You want to try to keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. And breathe deeply into the space that's created in the front of your body. And then slowly begin to release the right arm, bringing both arms back down beside you. If you would like to sit up on a block and you weren't before, go ahead. Either way, just take a nice shoulder roll to the front, up, and then back. Then we'll go to the opposite side. So raise your left arm overhead and then bend your left elbow, bringing your palm to the nape of your neck. Bend through your right elbow and clasp onto the left elbow with your right hand. Gently pull the left shoulder open and away. This is great for opening up into the shoulder girdle and breathing deeply into the lungs, getting new fresh energy for the day ahead. then gently release both arms down to your side. Feel free to take another shoulder roll, bringing your shoulders forward, up and back and around. You can do that a couple times if you like. Then remove your block, place it off to the side, and come and lie down all the way on your tummy for Sphinx pose. So come on top of your forearms. Shoulders are over top of elbows. Unless you have any lower back sensitivity, then you can walk your elbows a little further away. So the variation we're going to take is on the legs for this one, which is bending into your left knee at a 90-degree angle from your hip to your knee to your foot. If this is creating any pain or tension in the lower back, just simply take the regular version of Sphinx pose with both legs straight, feet flat on the floor. Keep your shoulders pressing down and away from the ears. And relax everything that doesn't need to be working. Keep everything where it is, except extend your left leg, and we'll just go to the other side. So bend through your right knee, bringing your right hip, knee, and ankle in a 90-degree angle. Allow your mind to become curious as to how your left side feels versus your right side now. If the pose has become too intense, you can just simply fold down, bringing one palm on top of the other, forehead to your palms. If not, we're still staying in Sphinx. If you had your right knee bent, simply extend it back to join your left, and then lower down onto your palms, bend your knees, feet to the sky, and windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Feel the nice reach and stretch and length in the back of the neck. We were there for a while. How does your body feel now? And then you can lower both feet down to the ground and just wiggle your hips from side to side, releasing any residual tension in the lower back. When you're ready, you can place your palms underneath your shoulders, lifting up into tabletop pose. I'm going to be using my blocks, but again, this is optional. We'll be coming into dragon pose. So from hands and knees, step your right foot in between your palms. And I have my palms on my blocks on the second level, but you can play around with whatever feels great for you. Let your hips come forward and down gently. Open your chest and lengthen through your spine. And try not to place all your weight into one palm, but try to keep it more equally distributed. So this will be great for waking up the front of the hamstrings, or the quadriceps rather, and the hip flexors. Try to keep a slight bend in your elbows so you're not locking the joints, and feel free to close your eyes. Keep everything as it is, except slide your hips back so your left hip is now over top of your left knee, and gently straighten through your right leg. You can slide your blocks and or hands back underneath your shoulder blades. Keep your spine nice and lengthened and long. So this is half monkey. And you don't have to firmly flex through your right foot, but I would ask that you please keep a slight bend in your right knee as to not lock or hyperextend the joint. So with dragon, we were waking up the quadriceps, and with monkey, we're waking up the hamstrings. Keep your shoulders onto the back body. Hips squaring forward. And then gently begin to bend into your right knee again, bringing your right foot back to meet the left. And we'll go over to dragon on the opposite side. So step your left foot in between both palms at the front of the mat, hips squaring forward. You can place your palms on top of blocks or down on the mat, whichever is more comfortable. I prefer to be a little bit more lifted so the back of the neck is not craning too much. And when you feel stable and secure, you can let gravity guide your hips forward and down. Be sure that your left knee isn't going any further than the ankle, and that will help protect your joints in the pose. Press into your palms, moving your hips so that your right hip comes over top of the right knee. Straighten through your left leg. Keep a slight micro bend in that left knee. And keep both hip bones pointing towards the front of the mat equally. Bring your shoulders onto the back body, and you can move your blocks just over top of your shoulder blades or your palms on the earth. Either way, you don't have to be flexing through the left foot. And feel free to close your eyes for half monkey. From here, press into your palms and move your left leg back to meet the right. You still might want to keep a hold of your blocks for the next pose, but until then we're going to stretch into the back of the palms. So place the back of your hand on the mat with your fingertips pointing towards you. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. This is just a nice counter stretch for the wrists. And then slowly begin to peel the wrists off, keeping your fingers on the mat. And then very slowly peel them all the way. And you can give your wrists a couple rolls. The next pose will be a Yogi Squat. So bring your heels in, toes out. And then sit your hips all the way down on the blocks, or not. Blocks are optional. You can bring your elbows to the inner edge of each knee. And try to keep your knee going in the same direction as your feet. Lift up tall through the spine. Keeping both palms together. And see how your hips feel in this pose. Then let your mind explore the rest of your body and how it feels in this pose. If your heels are hovering off the ground in this pose, go ahead and roll up a towel and just stick it under your heels. That'll help you feel more stable and secure, or using the blocks, whichever. If you were not using blocks, simply lower down to the ground. If you were, just stand up off the blocks. And the next pose we're going to come into is supported fish. So you'll need your blocks again. One block will go parallel to the short edge of your mat, and one will go parallel to the long edge of your mat, both on the second level. And you're going to place the first block right in directly in between the shoulder blades, and the second block will just be there to support your head. So this is supported fish, and if you wanted to go a little bit further, you can bring the soles of your feet together, letting your knees relax out to the side or onto blocks or pillows. If you don't want to do a hip opener today with supported fish, that's fine. Just straighten through your legs and relax them down onto the mat. Feel free to close your eyes, grab an eye pillow, Whatever you want to do at this point, you can place a blanket over top of you, anything to make you feel just great and comfortable. If your knees were wide out to the side in the hip opener, you can use your palms to bring your knees back into center, feet on the ground. And then roll onto one forearm, just placing your blocks off the mat. We won't be using them anymore. And then gently lying back down. Knees bent, feet on the floor, arms into a T or a cactus shape, and shift your knees from side to side in a windshield wiper motion. Slowly from side to side, releasing any tension. And then when you're ready, we can come into Shavasana, extending your legs out to the mat, letting your feet relax out to the side. Shoulders down and away from the ears, palms facing up. Relax everything in your body. Scan your body. Make sure every muscle is relaxing and you're taking the most out of these last couple minutes of peace and relaxation before going on with the rest of your day. Begin to deepen your breath. Start moving through fingers and toes, moving your head from side to side, maybe raising your arms overhead and taking a really nice big stretch. Then when you're ready, bend both your knees, roll over to one side, and then using the strength of your arms to come up and take a comfortable seat. You can place your palms on top of your knees, lift up tall through your spine. see how you feel now as opposed to when you first stepped onto your mat today. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Let's take another cleansing breath together. Inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Thank you so much for practicing today with me, yogis. If you enjoyed this class, please subscribe to my channel. I put out new Yin Yoga classes every single Friday, and I hope you go ahead and have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Namaste.